Hello YouTube, it is Ducky Derp here on Derpy Adventures, and today we will be talking about a topic that many YouTubers seem to talk about. So let's get started. Today we will be talking about the topic of Five Nights at Freddy's. So anyway, we're going to be talking about how everything kind of went down with that game. So basically, the fourth one that just recently came out is actually like a prequel to the first Five Nights at Freddy's. Because if you look at one of the mini games, it says that it's 1983, which is before 1987 that the purple one was made. That the purple one. What the heck am I talking about? That the first one was made in. So the fourth one, basically it's the one, but the fourth one started in 1983. So in that time period, there was 4 teenagers with the heads of animatronic suits on, but it was only the head, and they wanted to play a prank on one of their little brothers. So they decided that the little brother wanted to give Golden Freddy a kiss. Of course, in that time period, it was only Golden Freddy and Springtrap were the only animatronics moving and playing. And so the 4 teenagers lifted up the young child near Golden Freddy's mouth, laughing, and let's just say Golden Freddy bit down, killing the child instantly by squashing its head between its teeth. This event was similar to the Bite of 87, which was a backstory to the first Five Nights at Freddy's game made. After that time period, the pizzeria from 1983 was then shut down because of the death. But then, a few years later, a new pizzeria opened. And this pizzeria was pretty much the same name, only it was made by different people. And then, once a guy heard about this second Five Nights at Freddy, the second pizzeria opening, he became kind of pleased. He had found a plan that could really work. This man that had the plan, we call Purple Guy. His plan was to take the new animatronic suits into the back room. After he did that, he waited for a couple children to walk by. He then put himself into the old Golden Freddy suit. Then he beckoned the kids into the back room. When the kids walked into the back room, they weren't really expecting what came next. Purple Guy locked the door behind them and then took off his Golden Freddy suit. The kids were too stunned to see that there was a man under that suit. Were all the suits like that? But before they had time to answer their own question, Purple Guy struck, killing 4 children. He then stuffed the 4 children into the new animatronic suits: Bonnie, Foxy, Chica, and Freddy. The children's souls were then trapped inside of the animatronic bodies, not able to escape. Thirsty for revenge, they stayed in their animatronic suits. They did not try to escape, hoping that the purple man would come back, and then they would strike. Then the pizzeria hired a night guard to watch and make sure that nobody broke into the new attraction. So, one night, the night guard was just looking through all the cameras and reading a book peacefully. Then he noticed one of the animatronics was moving. He thought that they had been shut down, so he quickly called the manager, claiming that they had not been shut down. The souls trapped inside of the animatronics' bodies could not tell if the purple man had changed his outfit, so they just went for every adult they saw. When the pizzeria opened back up in the morning, there was a birthday party. And of course, all the animatronics were back in their places. Foxy, being in Pirate Cove, never got any attention. Then, since the animatronics were programmed to finally call Foxy out, then Freddy called Foxy out. He walked out on stage, surprised. And he did his little act that he was programmed to do that day. But after the party was over, one little girl stayed. She looked at the fox, looking like he was some kind of mysterious thing. She had no clue what that was. So, she claimed that he had stupid teeth and his breath smelled like pizza. Foxy became agitated. He then bit the front forelobe of the girl, instantly killing her, just like the bite of 83. The pizzeria was then closed down. And another couple years later, another pizzeria opened up, bringing the joy back with newer, cuter animatronics. At least that's what they thought. They did bring the older animatronics over, just for spare parts, just in case one of the newer animatronics malfunctioned. With the children's souls still inside of those animatronics, the Purple Man laughed, knowing that his deed was still in action. Nothing atrocious really didn't happen at that pizzeria, but this game was known as Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Soon after, a couple years later actually, all the animatronics were taken down because people were saying that from the old animatronics, they were smelling odors and even seeing blood trickle from their shoulders and their eye sockets. So that pizzeria was closed. Some young adults, 30 years later, heard about these mysteries about the beautiful things that went on in that time period. They were inspired, so they opened up another new attraction, Fazbear's Fright. They brought back all of the animatronics from the older ones, including Golden Freddy and Springtrap. All of the animatronics were scrapped except Springtrap. Big mistake. Springtrap then roamed at night, but the night guard was supposed to look at something else other than Springtrap. The faulty wiring hanging from the roof, which could collapse and catch fire any time. Springtrap distracted that night guard so much that, guess what? The faulty wiring went off, fire went boom. There goes that attraction. Good job. All of the souls then from each of the 4 animatronics were then finally set free, leaving to the afterlife. All of them lived happily ever after. That was, with the exception of the older brother, the one that had threw his own little brother into the mouth of Golden Freddy. This is now in Fnaf 4, just in case you guys didn't know. This child had nightmares for the rest of his days, feeling like he was one of the night shift, feeling like the animatronics were in his house, only they looked way more atrocious. They looked almost worse and sickening. This poor child had so many hallucinations. It was of the animatronics coming up through his house, Foxy peeking through his closet, Bonnie opening, creaking the doors, Freddy behind his bed, Chica lurking around corners, and of course Chica's cupcake was somehow inputted in there.
The end of another day. It was mighty serious, so I'd have to say.
No copyright intended there, but yeah, that was Steven Universe. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope my story was about almost accurate, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I got some intel from looking at some other YouTubers play the game, like the posters on the wall of the 5 crying children. I know there was supposed to be 5, but I believe that there was only 4, considering there was only 4 animatronics. I know people say that the puppet was, well, first of all, they say that it's a puppet. For one, it's a marionette. Get it straight, people. So, yeah, I'm not even going to go into that intel. Just have a nice day, and derp derpity derp derp.